This is my neighbor's first generation Toyota Tundra, and despite only having about 100,000 miles on the clock, it's starting to look a little bit dull and faded. So we have a little wager going on. Either I can transform his truck in one day, or I gotta shovel his snow all winter. Obviously, a paint correction would be the best way to make this truck shine again. But here's the thing, he uses this truck for his business, so it would be really hard to justify the time and the money that it would take to do a full-on paint correction. Instead, we're gonna do what's referred to as a paint enhancement, and it's gonna make it look super glossy again, except in a fraction of the time of a full paint correction. One pad, one product, one day. By the way, if you wanna learn how to do this yourself, there's a link down below to my paint enhancement workshop. Go ahead and check it out. So, is it possible to transform a daily driver like this in one single day? Let's find out. Well, we're already not off to the greatest start here because despite what the forecast said, it is currently pouring rain out here at 9 a.m. So I'm gonna have to hold off on getting this thing prepped for polishing and stuff until it clears up a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is just do what I can do while I'm waiting out the rain. And I can wash it in the rain, no problem, but obviously I can't dry it and I certainly can't polish it outside in the rain. And I don't think this big girl is gonna fit in my garage here to work on it, at least not to work on it and film. So what I've done is got all my stuff ready to go. I got my buckets all filled up. I've got my leaf blower, my pressure washer all ready to go. I just gotta hook it up out there. And I've got my products all ready to go here. All right, well, the weather is looking better out there now. It is officially almost 10:15. We've got a lot of catching up to do, so let's hit it hard. Let's rock and roll, baby. Actually, I ran into another delay. One of the tires had lost a bunch of air. Luckily, it was only flat on the bottom, so I pumped it up and kept going. For starters, we're of course going to give it a good wash because it's fairly dirty. We're going to clean it up. These wheels are going to be a problem because they have the typical clear coat flaking off that most of the Toyota trucks from this era do. So there's only so much we're going to be able to do with this. This brake dust is baked on pretty good. And as you can see, the clear coat is flaking off. So we got to be careful with those. We do need to clean up these wheel wells as good as we can. The way that the water is just sitting on top of this paint from the rain, all that rainwater is just kind of sitting on top. It's not beating up, it's not going anywhere. And that tells me there's not much protection on this. There's probably no wax or sealant or anything on here. So that's another big thing that we're gonna have to address, because a big part of how we're gonna get some life back into this truck is with polishing the paint. We gotta do something here because you can see we've got the usual swirls and scratches that you'd find on a gloss black vehicle like this. That's to be expected, but if you look at these fender flares, they're quite oxidized, and this is going to very quickly turn into clear coat failure if we don't kind of clean this up a little bit and more importantly, protect this. We do have some typical like scratches and scuffs from a daily driver that you see on regular vehicles, and it's going to be kind of a guessing game of whether or not what we do to polish this thing is going to pull that out or not. We're just going to, because this is a daily driver, and we're not doing a full paint correction, we're gonna buzz the whole truck down and just see what kind of results we get. Whatever we get, we get. We're not gonna chase a lot of scratches. So some of these are fairly deep. You can catch your fingernail in these. These are not gonna come out. Even with a paint correction, those probably wouldn't come out. But we can minimize them, improve them, and even fill them in temporarily with an all-in-one polish. But this is a really good candidate for a paint enhancement because there's no point in trying to remove every single scratch on this truck. It's just gonna get scratched again. This gets used as a pickup truck. But a real quick enhancement is gonna make this thing look insane. So let's get started with the wheels first. Cleaning the wheels first is always a good idea because you don't wanna get overspray from your cleaners or all the brake dust from the wheels all over your nice clean paint. So do it first so you don't have to repeat any steps in order to clean up after yourself. As I mentioned, these wheels are in tough shape. The paint is flaking off and the tires are pretty dry rotted. It's a bummer that Toyota put such a weak paint job on their wheels during this era because they were all pretty nice looking. Unfortunately, the stock wheels from my Tacoma and 4Runner did the same thing, so it's a really common issue. If he wants this truck to look its best, I'd highly recommend either refinishing these and getting new tires, or just replacing them altogether. The beauty of these old Toyotas is that the wheels are interchangeable across the models. That means you can score some on the used market with tires for pretty cheap, and depending on the design, it might actually be a bit of a custom upgrade too. I'm just going to do my best to make these look a bit better for now. Since I'm going to be polishing this paint, I need to make sure it's completely bare, so I hit it with an all-purpose cleaner to strip any waxes or oils from the surface. You can use a high pH or alkaline soap in a foam cannon if you want, but this works fine too. Just make sure you don't do this in the sun and never let it dry on the surface. It can stain plastics pretty easily. Next, it's time for everyone's favorite part, the foam cannon. And I've got a confession to make. On the scratched up daily driver, this isn't really necessary. All it does is add extra lubrication to the surface to avoid creating swirl marks, but that's not a big concern here. I just did it because it looks cool on camera and I know it's satisfying for you to watch. You gotta love tall vehicles, but remember, just because you can't reach it doesn't mean you can ignore the roof. So grab a ladder or bench or something so you can get up there. No excuses. Anyways, I'm gonna wash this thing real quick and I've gotta be efficient so I don't waste too much time. Anytime you're going to machine polish your car, it's a good idea to clay bar it first. This removes any bonded contaminants that are stuck in the paint so your polishing pad doesn't pick them up and wreak havoc. For situations like this where I need to work fast, I like to use an auto scrub sponge from Nanoskin. I find it quicker and easier to use when I'm trying to save time. I'll still use traditional clay for more sensitive projects though. Now, I can't blow dry this thing effortlessly like I could if it was ceramic coated, but this is still helpful to get rid of any water that's trapped in the cracks and crevices. It can be pretty annoying to have water dripping down panels of a vehicle while you're trying to polish it. After this, I wiped it down with a drying towel since the water is just sitting flat on the bare paint now. Alright, so now the truck is nice and clean and we have revealed the condition of the paint underneath everything. And needless to say, the truck could use a good polish. It's very dull and cloudy and swirled up, as you would expect for an older black truck that sits outside and is used daily. Nothing out of the norm, but definitely lots of room for improvement here. I think I'll also put some kind of treatment on this black plastic on this bumper here as well to spruce that up after we're done polishing the paint, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyways, the truck is nice and clean, but we got a lot of work to do. I think first I'm gonna have a little lunch break. That's a good idea. All right, so I just finished a little lunch and coffee break. I was watching Vin's latest video here on the new Mustangs. It's a good one. If you like Mustangs, check it out. So now it's time to get going on polishing. And here's the stuff I'm gonna be using. The key to the success here is I'm using an all-in-one polish. And this is my all-in-one polish of choice. This is 3D Speed. This stuff is fantabulous. Awesome stuff. So if you're not familiar, it's called a one-step correction glaze, but essentially what this is I think 10% cut, like of a compound, 20% polish, and then 70% wax or sealant or protection. It's Monton wax in here. So this is gonna also have a bit of a darkening agent, and it's gonna make the truck look nice and jet black again. This stuff is a miracle worker. So I like to obviously apply it by machine. This is my Griot's Garage G21. This is a long throw polisher. And then I like to use a heavier duty foam cutting pad like this from Lake Country. So what I think I'm gonna do is, I'm really curious what kind of results we're gonna get on this. I'm gonna do a little test spot on the side of this truck, then I'll set you up and you can follow me around and we'll go through the entire truck and polish it all up. All right, quick time check. We are at 1:18 p.m. Let's keep going. All right, you guys saw how quickly I worked that little spot, and look at the difference here. It's gonna be hard to show it because I'm working outside, but check this out. You can just see, first of all, the amount of gloss and reflection in that, and over here is where I haven't been yet. You see how gray and cloudy that is? And look at how clear that is now. Let's take a look with the correction light here though. And this is not ideal because you need to be able to see this indoors, but this is the before. See all the swirl marks and the scratches? That's the line of the cutoff of where I have been and where I haven't. And look at that. Not bad for the amount of work you just saw me put in that. How long was that? Like 2 minutes? 3 minutes? That is a before and after if you ask me. So, I'm gonna run through the entire truck with that exact same process and move as quickly as I can, and this thing's gonna look amazing. Before polishing a panel, make sure to wipe it down with a paint prep product or isopropyl alcohol diluted 50-50. This will remove any remaining oils or residues left behind after the wash process, so your polishing pad doesn't get clogged up with junk. I'm doing 3 section passes per panel and I'm moving pretty quickly. The goal here is to gloss the paint up, not chase every single scratch as if I was doing a paint correction. Keep in mind though that the slower you go, the more scratches you'll remove. But in this case, speed is the name of the game. No pun intended. Normally, polishing a car outside is not a great idea, but since this product is so forgiving, we can bend the rules a little bit. Wipe off is effortless even when I've used it in direct sunshine. Oh wow, look at the difference this made to these oxidized fender flares. This almost looked like clear coat failure, like it was too far gone, and it's right back to be a nice black glossy paint again. Perfect. Just what we're looking for here. So now some of this stuff we're not gonna be able to remove. Like this deeper scratch here, you can feel it. I think that's even been touched up with some clear coat or something. And some of this crash damage over here, that's not gonna clear up either. So we're just gonna gloss up the main stuff as much as we can and see what kind of result we can get. All right, time for a quick time check. What are we at? 4 o'clock. I gotta do this passenger bedside still, and then I can run down the driver's side of the truck real quick, and we are done polishing. She's looking good. All right, time check. What are we at? 4:11. So I just finished this whole passenger side of the truck and it's looking great. Front is done, top is done, this whole side is done. Look at that, look at the reflections. Now we're talking. This is looking like a proper Toyota truck now. All right, polishing is complete and it is, what time is it? It is 10 to 5, but we are not out of the woods yet. Polishing is done, that's a big part of what we're doing, but we got a little bit more to do. I wanna obviously do something with the tires, get them nice and black. I wanna put some dressing in the wheel wells, and I wanna do something with the plastic trim. So I'm gonna jump on that real quick right now. If you're gonna have shiny paint, you've gotta have nice dark trim to go along with it. I'm using lithium trim serum here, and while it doesn't last as long as a ceramic trim coating, it does pretty well. I also decided last minute to buff the chrome bumper really quick to see if I can get it to shine more. It helped a bit. All right, here's the end result. And it might not be at the same level of scratch removal as a full-on paint correction, but if all you want to do is make your vehicle look glossy, this is a quick and easy thing that you can do. It is now 10 to 6 p.m. and with all of the tribulations that I had today with the weather and the flat tires and stuff, I was still able to get this done in, what is that, like 7 hours, 8 hours? And that's while filming too. This process is perfect for daily drivers or other vehicles that get used and abused, but you still want to kind of shine them up afterwards. And while paint correction requires certain skill set, and there's always that risk of causing damage, this can be done by pretty much anybody. If you're interested in learning how to do your own paint enhancement, I'll put a link down below to my workshop. I'll teach you everything you need to know, from what products to use to how to hold a polisher. And if you like this video, you'll probably love this video, so be a pal and watch it next, will ya?